Man, it just seems to get worse and worse every week. When I expect it not to get any worse, it just happens to get worse. Daniel Jones gets hurt with a neck injury. Defense is in shambles. Offensive line is in shambles. Defense might not be that bad. We'll be revisiting that. But do I think the defense looked great today? I don't think so. But the offense continues to be the issue, and they will continue to be the issue probably for the rest of the season. I really see no way out of this. Even if we get back Andrew Thomas and Saquon, the interior play is just bad. It's really bad right now. Let me not get ahead of myself, man. If you're new to the channel, man, subscribe down below. Road to 10K is still active, man. We talk about Giants content. Pretty soon we'll be talking about all NFL content. Make sure you stay tuned on that. Like the video. Comment down below your thoughts on it. And yeah, man, where should we start? Where should we start with this New York Giants team? As you know, I've been covering the Giants for a very long time. Continue to talk about this. And I think that the Giants' offensive performances so far have been the worst I've ever seen with my own two eyes. This is going back to 2019. This is going back to last 2 years prior. This offense is just terrible. And can I blame all of the play calling? Can I blame the offensive line? I have to blame the whole group altogether. I have to blame Dayball. I have to blame everybody. Because what we're putting out there, the product that we're putting out there, is laughable. Nobody's going to take our offense seriously. If we're running the ball, if we're passing the ball, if we're trying to play action, nobody's going to play us true. No one's going to play it straight up. Daniel Jones is not going to make it throughout this whole season without getting hurt if he continues to play behind that offensive line. There's absolutely no way. He already got hurt today. And for you Giants fans, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to being a Giants fan, Daniel Jones had a neck injury a couple of years ago that kept him out for the latter half of the season. We weren't in playoff contention or anything, but they sat him down. He had to get some type of procedure done on his neck. So it's definitely concerning to see that happen. Now, everyone that blames Daniel Jones for everything and thinks Daniel Jones sucks, listen, you don't want to see this offense without Daniel Jones. You do not want to see this offense without Daniel Jones. I have to hold him to it. He has not looked good so far. I've been saying this repeatedly. He hasn't looked like the same type of quarterback we had last season. I know certain people are saying, hey, the game plan was different last season. They were trying to play out of his way, making sure that he's not trying to make any mistakes. Listen, man. What I seen last season and what I'm seeing this season is two completely different quarterbacks. He could be shell-shocked from the O-line, but bad O-line play could really mess up your quarterback. Look at the history of it. Guy like David Carr, his career got shut down for being the most sacked quarterback in NFL history. If the Giants keep at the pace, which I find it hard to believe that it'll happen, but if the Giants stay at the pace that they're at, they're shattering that record. I think, don't quote me on it, I think the stat's already at like 29 sacks through 5 games. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And I'll be posting up the sack record. Y'all let me know if you think the Giants O-line is going to tackle that. It's impossible for your quarterback to succeed behind that, regardless of who he is, regardless of how he plays. Do I think he's helped himself? No. But behind the offensive line, it's tough to make a living altogether. Today, he didn't look all that bad. He did have a couple of missed throws. Every quarterback has a couple of missed throws. I'm sorry. Everybody wants to pile onto him when he misses a throw. Every quarterback misses a throw here and there. Now, other quarterbacks make up for it. Other quarterbacks throw guys open. Other guys throw touchdowns. We're not seeing it. But I really think this offense is probably the worst in the NFL right now. It's between them and the Panthers. And we don't play the Panthers this year. So I don't know if we'll ever get to settle that debate. One of my most recent videos, I talked about the Giants being the worst team in the NFL right now. And everybody was like, no, you haven't seen Chicago. I'm a Bears fan. You haven't seen Chicago. That offensive performance Chicago just did, I dream of having. I dream of the Giants being able to put that together. Not even with the score, not even with the yards. They traded for a guy named DJ Moore, and he blew up. We trade for a guy named Darren Waller, and he can't catch a touchdown. It was a great play by Xavier Howard. He broke up the play, but we needed him to come down with that touchdown. His stats actually didn't look that bad today. They were targeting him a lot, trying to get him the ball, which I'm glad, because why would you trade for this guy and not use him? But then you look at the rest of this offense. Jalen Hyatt doesn't get any targets. Not a single target. 0. He got the same amount of targets as you and I did. That can't happen. That cannot happen. It's just getting old at this point. And we're only 5 games in, guys. It hurts to talk about, man. And when you look at Twitter, when you look around Giants fandom, Caleb Williams. Listen, I know the Giants suck right now. I don't see us getting the number 1 overall pick. I don't see it happening. So Caleb Williams can go to the wall. I don't care who we draft. Do you think Caleb Williams is going to be able to survive behind this O-line? And you got to look at everybody. You got to look at the players. You also have to look at Joe Shane. Because this is the depth that we had. People get hurt. It happens in the NFL. Being a Giants fan, you see guys get hurt left and right. We got 4 guards playing offensive line right now. And shoot, it might be 5. Evan Neal is not a right tackle. Evan Neal is not a right tackle. There's that viral clip that's going on right now where Evan Neal just completely just looks away from his guy, tries to go inside, and Daniel Jones gets killed because of it. But yet that's Daniel Jones' fault. Evan Neal is not a right tackle. He's a bust. They better figure something out because pretty soon he's going to be unplayable. It's just flat out that simple. Josh Azudu, that experiment, that's over with. He got our quarterback hurt, missed on a block from his blind side, gets smacked, and who knows, man? Who knows where this season can go? Maybe we'll be the first overall pick. I take that back because if Daniel Jones is out for a significant period of time, because the neck is something you don't play with. The back and the neck is something you don't play with as a quarterback. There is no playing through a neck injury. That doesn't exist. And if you've seen how he's been playing behind this offensive line already, even if he's at jeopardy of getting hurt, you can't put that man out there. He's going to get himself killed. The offensive line is going to get him killed. It's y'all let me know what y'all thinking out in the comments, man. If there's any positive to take out of this game. And I'll analyze it. I'll think about it. I'll process it. The defense had no turnovers. They forced no turnovers until this game. They happened to get 3. Not only did they get 3 turnovers, they scored a pick 6. It happened to be a 102-yard pick 6. Shout out to Jason Pinnock. I'm just glad that he's balling out because I know he came from a practice squad. I know he got cut. Shout out to my man Jason Pinnock. Xavier McKinney forced a fumble. Okereke gets an interception. All these things happen, and the Giants lose by 15 points. That's how bad of a football team the Giants are right now. And I had people in the comments one of my last videos talking about I'm not a real fan because of XYZ. Listen, this Giants team has been this bad for a very long time. At this point, you have to look at last season as an outlier. You have to. We're only 5 games in. I understand it. But once again, it's the manner that we're losing. It's not the fact that we're losing. It's the manner that we are losing these games. After the Bills, it looks like the schedule lightens up. But shoot, we look like an easy matchup for every team that we play. That's how we look. And man, I know I sound like I'm venting. I'm just venting how I feel about this team right now. But there's no way, if you're a real Giants fan, you're not disappointed in what's happening right now. Kayvon Thibodeau looks good. He shows flashes. Azeez gets hurt. That's just normal at this point. There's just not too much to grab from this team right now, man. It's a sad situation to be in. I'm definitely here to continue to make videos regardless of we can not win a single game the rest of the way. And shoot, Caleb Williams might be around the corner. But I refuse to talk about those certain things. I'm not going to pay those things any mind. And we're going to continue to go out every single day and see what happens. Trade deadline's coming up. I'm not talking about a thing about the trade deadline until the week of. What's the point? What's the point in doing these things? We know we have guys that could probably service other teams. But, dang, man, we can't even put it together after 5 games. 5 games. We're in a tough spot, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below, man. Overall, once again, the Dolphins are a top team in this league. I said it after we lost to the Seahawks. We're looking at 1-5 right in our face. The Dolphins are really good, and the Bills are a good team. We thought we were going to be good heading to the season. I thought we were going to be good heading to the season. I thought we would be able to at least compete with these teams. But the Giants just aren't there yet, man. They're just not there, and there's no reason to think otherwise until we actually see it. The team has only put together a good half out of all these games. This is 2 games in a row that this team couldn't score a touchdown on the offensive side of the ball. 2 games in a row. You got to look at everybody. I'm not saying Dayball's on the hot seat. Dayball, you got to take some of it. Wink, you got to take some of it. Mike Kafka, you got to take some of it. Offensive line coach got to go. Special teams coach got to go. Make some changes. We're only 5 games in. I understand it. But listen, when you know how this team is playing and you see the product that's being put on the field, you know this team is not going to turn around next week. You know it's not going to be a quick fix. That's just where I'm at with it, man. Y'all let me know what's going on down below, man. Make sure you stay tuned this week. I will be live Wednesday night. Stay tuned for that, man. Like the video. Comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe. Road to 10K is still active, man. We're almost at 2K. We pushing for that heavy, man. I'll catch you on the next one. If you haven't seen my other videos, I got more videos to your left right here. Catch you on the next one, man. Go Big Blue.